YouTube friends. I'm so grateful. I'm extremely grateful that you're tuning in. Can you feel it? I'm feeling the love. And now I'm giving love. I'm giving love. Thank you so much for tuning in. You can tell I really mean that, right, Big T?
Definitely.
Sweet T?
We're late on a Friday.
Yeah, it's Friday night and we're recording stuff. Today, I'm going to go over my top 9 life hacks to be successful. All right, so I want to be really clear that my board certified behavior analyst credential does not cover the content in this video because it's not all evidence-based. In fact, most of it's not. It's my own experience and my own commentary. Life hack number 1. Every really bad, shitty day can be an awesome day. And what I mean by that, I truly mean that. I'm not just saying that, you know, because it sounds good, but every really, really shitty day, every effed up day when things go wrong, as long as you go back and you look at the triggering events and the things that followed it, you can kind of figure out why that day occurred that way. So unless it's internally and biological, there are events that were setting events and things that followed it that somehow triggered that event. And you can actually learn from each one of those bad days on how to make the next day a better day. So every single failure, every single bad day can be turned into something great. Some of the best opportunities I've ever had in life were because I had a really bad situation, and by turning it around, it turned into something good. And having a really shitty day, I like to equate it to the way that you build your repertoire. Having a shitty day can turn into something positive. In order to grow physically and to build muscle, for example, you know that you have to rip down muscle and then rebuild it. So every time you have a really bad experience, it's almost like ripping down a muscle, and then your body recovers it and your mind recovers from it. And how you respond to it heals that muscle and heals that situation so you come back stronger. I don't really like to work out very much, not much at all. What made me think of that is I saw a LinkedIn post today by my good friend Heather Cooper, and Heather said, I never lose. Heather said, either I win or I learn. So it's never a loss. Either she wins or she learns. So the loss, what people might perceive to be a loss, is really a huge learning opportunity.
Yoda said a similar quote, and it said, do or do not, there is no try.
Love it, Sweet T.
Yoda is...
Sweet T is coming up with the hacks, the life hacks. Life hack number 2, be a strategist rather than a tactician. So what the hell does that mean? Be a strategist rather than a tactician. So winners, people that win the big war, think 5 steps ahead, just like a chess match. They learn strategy and the bigger goal. They go after the bigger goal instead of just the little steps to get to the goal. So by being a strategist, you're going to be truly successful in life and in business. So an example of the strategy that our organization and myself personally has is a very big one. It's a very large goal. It's to expand the world's collective wisdom of behavior analysis and use the science to change the landscape of government, education, industry, and society at large. It's a really big goal. That's the strategy. That's what we're going for. Now, the tactics, in order to disseminate the science and change the world, the tactics are things such as getting out there with you guys with YouTube. It could be going and doing a keynote presentation. It could be various things. It could be writing. It could be doing podcasts. But there are the various tactics in order to achieve the big strategy, which is changing the world. Especially if you're in some kind of an argument with someone. Sometimes what you need to do is just allow them to vent. Allow them to feel that they won the argument, because in the long run, you're coming out of their tactical hell. You're not going tit for tat, back and forth with little things. If you let them feel that they won, in the long run, you may win the war, and they just won a lot of little battles. All right, Sweet T and everyone out there in YouTube world, life hack number 3. This one's important to me. Conserve energy. So in other words, instead of being aggressive towards people, instead of being on the offense, You know, life is difficult. We'll bleep out the word, right? Life is difficult, and you need to conserve energy and be in it for the long game. In other words, a personal example to me was years and years ago. Somebody just kept filing motions and motions, one after another, suing me. And they were shooting for a finite end game. They were looking for a result. What they didn't realize is that I was conserving energy and only responding to their aggressive acts of trying to sue me. So what they didn't realize is that I just continued to get up. Every time they knocked me down, I got up and I kept coming back. So I conserved my energy, and I just assumed that I was going to go to court endlessly. And in fact, I actually went to the opposing counsel and I said to that person, he was a guy, I said, you know, sir, I'm going to continue showing up to court every single day for the next 10 or 20 years because I'm in it for the infinite game. So just understand that if people know that you're going to keep coming back over and over again, they cannot beat you. Conserve your energy, be resilient, and just keep getting up again. So there was that quote I heard in a Rocky movie. It's something like, it's not about how hard you can hit. It's about how much you can take a hit, get up, keep moving forward, and getting through life that way. Life hack number 4. If you're really frustrated and if you're really pissed off at someone, the best thing you can do is do something incompatible with it. So you're going to change your thought patterns. You're going to change your covert rehearsal. And what you're going to do is you're going to constantly rehearse gratitude. So when you have extreme gratitude, it's 100% incompatible with anger and fear. So a lot of the things that we do that we're not really proud of, our unpleasant moments, are usually some sort of impulsive behavior that later we regret. Now, in order to not be angry and to not be impulsive, is just rehearse gratitude, change your environment. You might go out to the car, listen to a certain song, and then just rehearse over and over how grateful you are for something, because you can't have gratitude and anger at the same time. Life hack number 5, avoid the sunk cost fallacy. Some people call it the escalation of commitment. So what I mean by that is, just because you've put a lot of effort, time, resources, money into something for a long period of time does not mean you should keep repeating it if it's a problem. You need to sometimes learn to just walk away, despite how much energy, time, commitment, and money or love you may have put into something. That's often a hang-up for people. The sunk cost fallacy is a term that you have to understand when it's time to walk away. So for example, if someone was married for 40 years and they put all this love, time, energy into a relationship, just because they put the 40 years in does not mean they should not walk away when they're being abused or there's like a serious problem. Gamblers have this challenge. So someone may lose the tens of thousands of dollars, and they think that because they've lost so much and they have invested so much time at a blackjack table, they should reach into their pocket for the last bit and keep going, because they figure, oh, what the hell, I've gone this far with it. So avoid that. Know when to walk away from a bad situation. Those of you that are behavior scientists or behavior analysts will know what I mean on this one. Life hack number 6. Examine trends, long-term trends over time. Don't look at just the short term. So an example of that is, I was getting ready to make a business decision with our executive team because I was looking at the data. I was looking at the data over a very short period of time. And then our vice president, Matt Linder, who's way smarter than me, was smart enough to actually remove the summers. And we looked at the long-term pattern and trend and realized that if I would have executed and made a change then, that it would have been reactive and responsive. But the long-term trend, after removing the summer revenue, was a really good one. So I almost made a mistake by looking at the short term and making a reactive moment. So look at trends over time. A lot of people are that way with investments. As soon as things go bad with the market, they respond emotionally, they pull their money out of the stock market. But the ones that really win are the ones that ride out the economic carnage. In the long run, they end up being successful financially, because time is what matters. Trends over time is what matters the most. Life hack number 7, never attack someone's beliefs or their level of intelligence. That will piss them off forever. They will fight forever. And it's important that you just stick to the talking points and respond in a controlled fashion. Don't attack them personally, their beliefs, and don't ever make someone feel less than smart.
What if they're not smart?
What if they're not smart? Sweet Tea brings up a good point. If they're not smart, well, they're we might have to, that'll be a blooper, but we might want to put it in. Life hack number 8 is avoid drama. So when someone comes up to you in the office or someone comes up to you in a situation on the street, someone approaches you and they want to start gossiping and engaging you in a lot of drama, the way that you combat that, and you can put out the fire and extinguish the drama really quickly by just saying something really nice to them. So it's really interesting when someone approaches you with a lot of drama and you just compliment them, or you compliment something else or something you're grateful for. The person with the drama doesn't even know what to do. They kind of just walk away just from gratitude and being kind. Life hack number 9, my last one in the series, is be yourself. I know it sounds really cliche, but over the years, you know, I'm getting up there. I'm pretty old, and over time, I've learned that there's different audiences I try to pander to, and I try to behave certain ways. And I found that what happens is when you try to pander to multiple audiences, you really just come off as disingenuous and not authentic. So it's important just to be yourself. I mean, I've been criticized a bit by people in the online world, and they may not like the way I speak and the way I act. And someone just said to me one time, they're like, I just don't like you because you're from Jersey. And, you know, I'm a little rough around the edges being from Jersey, and I am what I am, but just be proud of yourself and be yourself, because as soon as you start pandering to what everyone else wants, it's really clear that you're not being yourself. So they're my top 9 life hacks. Please, if you really like what we did, if you don't mind hitting that subscribe button, me and Sweet Tea, you'd be very happy about that, right?
I would be extremely happy about
Sweet Tea is working hard. Love this dude. Do it for us. All right. Thank you.